Welcome back to Digital Business Evolution. Today we are talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is how to use organic social media content to increase sales even if you have a small following or a brand new page. So this is one of my favorite topics because, of course, this is like the meat and potatoes of what we teach at Digital Business Evolution, but also because I was able to hit my first $1 million in revenue with under 10,000 followers on Instagram. I think I had about 4,000 followers at the time. And even when we scaled to multiple seven figures, I didn't have 10, 20, 30,000 followers. Even today, at this very moment, I have about 5,000 followers on Instagram. We are brand new to TikTok, YouTube, and all the other platforms. So I have tiny, tiny, tiny baby little audiences. And we've never had a massive, massive email list either. So one of the things that we teach is exactly what I've done over the years, and it's all the things we're going to talk about today. When you can really master a few of these things that I'm talking about, you can absolutely make sales. It's really not a question of needing more followers. In fact, when people tell me that they need a bigger following or they need more followers, my rebuttal is actually, you don't need more followers. You need to learn how to effectively communicate with the ones that you have. Now, of course, small disclaimer, if you did some sort of a massive pivot from dog training to like knitting blankets, yes, you might need to start fresh. Maybe there is not ideal clients in your audience, but at the same time, who's to say that someone who owns a dog, who was once interested in training their dog, is now not also interested in learning how to knit, right? So even still, you don't need more followers. You just need to effectively communicate with the followers that you do have and learn how to put out content that is going to attract more of your ideal clients. So that's what we're talking about today. And if it isn't proof enough that I've done it in my business, this is exactly what we teach in our signature program, Empower. In fact, all of our programs. And we've had clients with 200 followers have six-figure launches. We've had clients with 2,000 followers hit $1 million in revenue. Like time and time again, it happens. So it is totally possible. I'm taking the rock backpack off your shoulders right now. Take a breath, sigh, release, let go. You don't need a lot of followers and you don't need a blue check mark either. So what do you need? How do you increase sales? I'm going to peek at my notes so I don't miss anything. The first thing is that when you're using organic social media content is that you have the ability to build know, like, and trust. You've heard this before. So simply by showing up and being who you are, being authentic, being vulnerable. Side note, you don't have to like air all of your skeletons in your closet to be vulnerable or authentic. It just means that you are authentically you. You have your quirks. You dress the way that you dress. You eat the food that you eat. And you're not trying to replicate, duplicate, or mimic anyone else on the internet. So when you are authentically showing up as yourself, you are building know, like, and trust. You're also building that know, like, and trust with consistency. What can your followers expect from you or your audience members? This is why it's so important to never say, I'm back when you come back if you've taken time off. Whether that's in an email, social media, stories. Psychologically, you are creating an unsafe environment for your audience members because you just told them that you actually left, but you never asked permission for them to leave or permission from them to leave. So you're creating psychologically an unsafe container. You're also letting them know that you're not consistent, you're not reliable. And so while you may have said something like that in the past, I certainly have, I would encourage you to stop saying that right now. That know, like, and trust is going to help you build authority, credibility, clout, consistency, and know, like, and trust. The other thing that we want to do when we're using organic social media content is we want to start to create brand awareness. So brand and branding is not just your logo, your colors, your font, right? It's your essence, it's your mood, it's the things that make you you. When somebody can see something outside in the real world and they think of you, that's brand awareness. So a perfect example for me, I haven't done it in a while, but when we lived in New York City for many years, I used to walk to work every day. I was still training clients in person. And when I would walk from our apartment to the subway, I would always have a banana with me because I used to go to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning to train clients. So I always had a banana as like a mid-morning snack. And I would do this thing, maybe you know it, maybe you were there for it, but I would do this thing while I was talking on my Instagram stories, giving value, talking about business, whatever I was talking about, right? Doing like a little mini training on stories. And then I would interrupt myself while I was talking and I'd go bring, bring, and I'd reach down into my pocket and I'd pick up my banana and I would use it as a phone. And I would stop myself mid-sentence while I was recording stories and I'd say, oh, excuse me, hold on. The universe is calling. And then I would say something that the universe wanted to tell my audience members, but I would do it through a banana phone. I should have grabbed a banana for this podcast. I wasn't thinking ahead. So I created this brand awareness. It was a silly little thing, but I did it consistently, weeks, months, years of the banana phone. There were some days I would miss the banana phone, but my point here is what happened was the brand awareness around my banana phone being the universe that was transpiring a message to my audience was that people would see a banana and they would tag me. People would tag me all the time and say like, Jess, I got the banana phone call, or the universe called me too, and here's a video of me on the banana, and here's a picture of a banana, and I would get tagged constantly. And then someone in a store one time saw an actual phone shaped like a banana, and they sent it to me in the DM. That's brand awareness. You get to create that when you're creating organic content. Why does brand awareness matter? Well, it makes us feel connected. It makes us feel like we're part of the journey with you. It makes us feel like we know you. And remember, especially in the service-based industry like coaching, people buy from people. Even physical products, people more than ever are buying brands that they love what they stand for. They're backed by it. Maybe they have an influencer or a spokesperson. Maybe they have a give back component. There's a story that relates to why the brand was built, right? Or why the product was created that people resonate with. And so people loved brand awareness because it makes us all feel really connected. It makes you feel like you're part of this mission, and it makes you, the consumer, feel seen. So as silly as it sounds, when someone would send me a picture of a banana phone and then I would respond, it was like a really fun, easy way for us to get into conversation, and then that person feels seen inside of my audience. So how else can you increase sales? First, we're building know, like, and trust with credibility, authority, consistency. Second, we're building brand awareness. Third, using organic content, you can actually lean into things like market research, feedback, direction, and if you get really good at listening, which is a really important skill to have as an entrepreneur, a really, really important skill to have as a leader, and a really important skill to have as a coach, when you can learn to listen to your audience is going to tell you exactly what they want. Now, whether that's you turning that information into more free content, or you going and creating an offer around that thing that they want or that they're asking for, they're telling you the direction, the speed, the challenges, the roadblocks. They're telling you what's working, what's not working. And by you getting in the weeds and getting in the DMs or whatever platform you're using, speaking, communicating and engaging with your audience on comments and in private messages, that's an opportunity for you to do free market research. Consider it R&D, right? Research and development. It's testing things out with your audience before you actually even put anything out. That will eliminate the amount of mistakes that you make. I don't really believe in mistakes, but it will eliminate the amount of trip-ups that you have or miscommunications. So you can use your organic content to curate content that will then be paid that they actually want and need. It's an incredible place for you to do market research, and it's totally for free. So just by getting in the weeds and having conversations, really learning about people's struggles, challenges, pain points, what have they tried before? Where do they want to go? What are they desiring? What are their outcomes? What's the verbiage that they're using? You can absolutely increase your sales because you have a better understanding of how to message and package your messaging and position your offer to these people. Okay, next up, organic social media content gives you the ability to have global reach. Global reach. That's crazy. So we have clients on every single continent except Antarctica. I say it all the time. If you're on Antarctica or you know someone that's there, please let us know. We'd love to have some clients over there as well. But we have the ability, by the push of a thumb, the press of a finger, the swipe of a finger, one quick little live, one little post, one reel, one TikTok, you can reach people across the world globally. And we recently passed 8 billion people on this planet. That is a lot of people that you have the access to get in front of, which means even with your free content, that's more impact that you're creating, a bigger ripple effect that you're creating, and essentially a bigger pool of candidates, right? People get really worried and stressed out about the term funnel. They think it's complicated. It's not complicated. Funnel just means you're going really wide macro and you're coming really narrow micro. So when you stand on a stage, that is a funnel. When you're speaking on a stage, when you're on a podcast, when you're on your social media platform, whether you have 20 followers, 2,000 followers, or 20,000 followers, or 2 million followers, that's the top of the funnel. That's the macro. That's really, really broad. And then it's your job to hone them in, right? Bring them in with the messaging, bring them in with your offers, bring them in, moving them over to an email list, so on and so forth, coming to a free conversion event, a conversion vehicle, offering them a program or a product, keeping them in your ecosystem. So global reach, it makes total sense. If you want to make more money, then you need to make more impact. And that doesn't necessarily mean you need more people, but it's how can you go deeper with the people that are already there. So organic content allows you the ability for more impact and more global reach. Another reason why I love organic content and you can make more sales, increase your revenue with organic content is because you can, it's a decision, have $0 going towards client acquisition. So client acquisition is how you get in front of a new client, a new prospect. When you're paying for ads on Facebook or Google or YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, when you're paying for ads, you're paying to get in front of those eyeballs. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We don't teach that inside of Digital Business Evolution because I don't really believe that you need to do it. We scaled to multiple millions before we started to test ads, and I'm still not solely sold on ads. I'm not fully sold on ads. I get it, it's cool, it's great for like list building if you have a really good product, but I just don't think we can compete ever with the power of real relationships, with the power of organic content. Still till this day, after trying ads for just over a year, we find that the majority of our conversions, if not pretty much all of them, come from my organic content, not from ads. Because I'm building that know, like, and trust, credibility, authority, brand recognition, global reach, like I just said, through organic content, and that's the power of it. So you can increase your profit margin. So it's not just increasing your revenue, but you can increase your profit margin by having organic content because now the cost of your client acquisition is $0 if you choose to not spend money on ads. That's incredible. Imagine your profit margins when you're not spending money on acquiring a client. You're not spending money on the marketing. You're running a business and your whole marketing department's budget, it could be $0. That is incredible. That's crazy. That's what we teach our clients, and that's what we've done as well. So it's not just even about increasing your sales with organic content. It's literally increasing your profit margins with organic content. And that's the key, is your profit margins. Next up, with organic content, you have the ability to do a couple things at the exact same time. You can add value, and value is in the eye of the consumer. I couldn't remember what I was gonna say. In the eye of the consumer, all content has value. You've heard me say this a million times over. Broccoli has nutrients and vitamins and minerals and fiber, and it's really good for us. Cookies are sweet and savory and delicious and comfort food, and they make us happy, and they just taste so good. Both broccoli and cookies have value. All content has value. Some content is scroll stopper powerful, changing the way somebody thinks. It's a perspective shift. It's myth busting. It's fact giving. It's storytelling. It's creating relatability. It's testimonials, case studies, social proof. Sometimes it's how-tos, tactical, 5 ways, 7 steps, educational. Sometimes it's just purely entertainment. I mean, who doesn't love a good cat meme, right? We all do. So all content has value. Understand that. When you're on a platform creating free content, whether it's YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, wherever you are, you have the ability to offer value to your audience for free while also offering them opportunities and invitations to work with you. So you can simultaneously be giving value and inviting them into things. There could be an equal energy exchange of give and get. Now, when I say get, I don't really mean get. We don't teach our clients to get anybody. You're giving them an opportunity just as you're giving them free content. But in just one singular post, in one video, in one call to action, in one podcast episode, you can do both. You can be giving the value and offering them an opportunity to work with you deeper on any level, even another level that is free, coming to a different channel or platform for more free content. So organic content allows you the ability to do both at the exact same time. And then last but certainly not least, one of the other things that I wrote down was organic content has this really cool feature on most of the platforms that allows you, actually all of them, to cross-pollinate your audience. So people say, to get really wealthy, you have to use OPM, other people's money, right? That's the idea of investors and capital and whatever that looks like. So using other people's money to create more money, and that's a way to get to the top and get wealthy. Well, in the world of digital marketing, we want to use OPA, other people's audiences. When you do a live with another person, you're cross-pollinating your audiences. You're getting onto their platform, they're getting onto your platform, and if you have ideal clients in each other's audiences, that's an incredible way to get in front of new eyeballs. So even if you have a small following, 100, 200, 1,000 followers, and you do something with someone else who has the same number of followers that you do, 200, 400, 1,000, you've literally just doubled your opportunity. You've doubled the amount of eyeballs to get in front of. The other thing that happens when you do something like a live together or a cross promotion, or on Instagram, for example, you can do collaborations together. So you can do a reel and then tag someone else or put up a post and tag the other person as a collaborator as well. And they can accept that. And so it goes onto both of your main feeds. So whether you're not in a video together or not, it doesn't matter. You can still create content together. On TikTok, you can do cool things like stitching or duets. So you can be standing next to someone and either giving a reaction to what they're saying, or you clip the first second or two of what they say or show, and then you jump in and you give your opinion. And it could be a rebuttal. It could be why I disagree. It could be why you agree. It could be you expanding on a topic, going deeper instead of wider. So there's really cool opportunities where it's not just sharing other people's content, but it's intentionally cross-promoting and cross-collaborating so that you can cross-pollinate your audiences. Not only are you growing the eyeballs that you're in front of, which, like I said before, it could be literally doubling or more your audience members, but what happens when you do a collaboration is oftentimes you're getting that third-party stamp of approval. So if I have an audience who knows, likes, and trusts me, not to say that they do every single thing I tell them to do, but if I suggest something to them, they listen, they're interested, okay, maybe they'll comment, they'll engage, they'll go purchase, they'll do whatever it is because they know, like, and trust me. And then if you were to come onto my platform, even coming onto my podcast, for example, if you come onto my podcast and I edify you as the best XYZ, the best trainer in New York City, the most incredible, brilliant nutritionist that I've ever met, honestly, one of the savviest real estate agents that I know who has an incredible knack for yada, yada, yada. When I edify you like that, I've now just given my audience who knows, likes, and trusts me the blanket statement that I am trusting you. And by me trusting you, I'm telling them as a third party, I'm stamping you of approval. And so now they're going to be more inclined to make moves, whether that's joining your email list, your free event, buying your product, buying your program, or just even going over and listening and following you. So on social media with organic content, we have this ability to borrow audiences, OPA. So just to run through it again, how do you make more money using organic content? Gosh, so many things. I didn't even get into this one, but you also have the ability through organic content to create community. Audience and community are two different things. Audience is someone or people that look up to you, aspire to work with you, be like you, talk like you, have the thing that you have, create a transformation like you've created. And it kind of is all about you. Not quite putting you on a pedestal, potentially putting you on a pedestal, but it's like from the audience member to you, that is building an audience. Building a community is connecting your people to each other. So now they aspire to be connected together. They aspire to be like each other. They motivate each other. They find in each other what they're missing in themselves. They connect to each other rather than connecting to you, which feels really distant. Now, it's important to do both, but organic social media also gives you the opportunity to do that. When you build a community, if you build it, they will come. When you build a community, it actually makes selling things easier. Because inside of a community, if one person buys a ticket to your event, to your retreat, signs up for your mastermind, joins your course, and then they say, hey, friends from my community, I did this thing, you should do it too. They're like, okay, cool, let's do it together as a group. Versus if it's an audience member and they purchase, they maybe will tell other people, but they're not all in the same community. So there's not that sort of FOMO hype that happens when they are. Again, just imagining a ticket to an event. If there's this deep community where we're all connected together and we have like little Zoom chats together and we have WhatsApp chats together and we like love on each other and share each other's content and support each other. And I say, y'all, I just bought a ticket to Texas apparently, right? You want to go to this event with me in Texas? They're like, yeah, let's do it together as a group. Let's all go. Let's share an Airbnb, right? But if it was just me following you and I was like, man, I really want to go to this event. I'm going to buy this ticket, but I don't really know anyone that might go. I don't really know anyone that might be interested. I know Jess will be there. I know that because that's who I follow. I'm in her audience, right? It's very different than being in her community. So just to recap, I'm going to peek down so I don't miss anything, but building organic content will absolutely help you increase sales. Now we can go so much deeper on this topic, and we can talk about how do you actually write content that converts? How do you write content that attracts more of your ideal client? How do you write a good hook? How do you write a call to action? What type of content's the best type of content? How do you figure out your content pillars? I can go off on a tangent. So what I would love for you to do before I get into a review is take a screenshot of this episode, drop into the comments wherever you're watching this. Let me know either on social media, tagging me at I am Jessica DeRose. Let me know what you want to learn more of when it comes to organic content. Where do you feel a little bit stuck? Or drop it in the comments below, depending if you're over on YouTube watching. Cool. So quick little summary. When you get good at these things with organic content, you can absolutely increase sales. And this is just scratching the surface. I can promise you that. So number one, it's building know, like, and trust using credibility, authority, making sure that you're building clout, testimonials, case studies, and consistency. That will also help you with number two, which is brand awareness and recognition, consistently saying the same type of thing, showing up the same way, sharing parts of your life that make people feel super connected to you. Number three is use your content to create more content. So use your content to create organic conversations in the DMs or wherever that might be. Use it for market research, use it for feedback, and listen to what your audience is saying. Number four, don't skimp on global reach. You have the ability to reach more people globally just by simply doing organic content, especially when you're leaning into something like Reels. Right now it's February of 2023. Reels are still hot and trending, and that's how you get in front of new people. Number five, I think we're on number five. Remember that this isn't necessarily increasing your sale, but it's increasing your profit margin, which ultimately is more important anyway. And that is zero costs for client acquisition. So organic content, you don't have to pay for acquiring new prospects. And then the last three are adding value while simultaneously giving offers and invitations. The next one is cross collaboration and promotion to get in front of other people's audiences. And finally, really using your organic content to both build community as well as audience, because both are really important. So, like I said before, if you love this episode, it would mean the world to me if, yes, you shared it out, but also leave a 5-star review, rate this, review it, and when you do, it will get into the eyes of more people or the ears of more people, and then we can help more people, and that is ultimately our goal. So, as always, thank you so much for being here. I love you, and cheers to your evolution. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.